Hello everyone and welcome to this tutorial where I will demonstrate how you can use JavaScript in Dynamics 365 to execute client-side business logic on the form. Now, in order to demonstrate this example, I will keep it very simple. As you can see on the screen, I have a group code field, and when any user enters the value AR onto the field, we will show an alert message. So in order to get started, we will need to create a JavaScript web resource. And to create a web resource, we will first create a solution. Always create your web resources in a solution instead of default solution so that we can keep a track of where the web resources are and who the publisher is on the web resource. So let me just create account form customization type of a solution and let me give it a version. So I'll just save this solution, and the next thing I have to do is to create a web resource. So I go to web resources and click new. Now I will name this web resource account form customization and give it a display name as well. So remember, the name is dm underscore account form customization because that is the publisher I'm going to use. I'll select the type as JavaScript and I'll just click on text editor. It won't let me save a blank file, so I'll just put two slashes in them and then save this particular web resource. The web resource is now ready and I'll just publish it for now, so that I have created a web resource file and I've left it like that. Now the next step is to start writing your JavaScript. Given that you have some understanding of how JavaScript is written, you will next need Visual Studio or Visual Studio Code. So now you can go to your desktop. I prefer Visual Studio Code. You can use Visual Studio as well. So now here my Visual Studio Code has opened. I will first create a new file and just save this file right away. I'll go to my D drive. Ideally, you should go to wherever your project repository is for that project. So I've created a folder called as JavaScript. I'll just name this account form script and the type should be JavaScript. And I'll just save this. So now as you start writing your JavaScript code, the color code will correctly denote as to what you're writing. Now let me create a namespace in JavaScript first. I'll just call it account form script, and in that I will start writing my method which I want to call on the change of the group code field. So I just called it as group code alert, and this is a function, and I make use of use strict notation as well. In JavaScript terms, it is called as the strict mode directive. Now to further proceed and write logic for this function, I will need to know the name of the group code field. So what you can see on screen is the display name that is called as group code, but there is a name lying underneath it. So I use two extensions in my browser. One is Level Up for Dynamics 365 and the other is Metadata Browser. So I will paste links for both of these, and what these do is they reveal the name underneath the field. So I can now copy the name of the field and proceed towards my JavaScript to refer it and write the remaining logic. I will pass the context. I will let you know further down as to where I'm passing this from. Now I will start writing the code. Once you start reading the Microsoft Docs, you'll understand as to what get form context and what other XRM libraries mean. So for now, I will just write the code. What I'm doing now is first reading the context of the form, then I'm capturing the group code field in .get attribute. So here I'll mention the name of the field which we copied. Now it's a best practice to do a null check in case if you don't have that field on the form. This will fail if you try to retrieve any value from it. So what I'll do is I'll write an if statement and then I'll check if it is not null, and after that I'll create another var, and here I will capture the value of that attribute. So this will have whatever value the user is entering. I will call it as group code value. So I'll take the attribute and get the value from it. And again, I'll do a null check that if it contains the value that we want, that is AR, we will show an alert message. Now, if you look at the client script, you'll understand as where I have picked the form context from. So this is the form context. And further down in xrm.navigation, the open alert dialog is something that I will be using to display an alert message. I'll paste the link of this documentation down in the description. Now let's go back to our code and further elaborate it. Now I've copied this. Now I will define the alert strings and the alert options as to what should be passed. So alert strings are the display values or the string values which will appear at different places. So there are three different attributes for this. So first is confirm button. What should the button be called? So the attribute name is confirm button label. I'll just say okay, got it. That is what will be displayed on the button. The next is the text. I will mention what I want to say in that dialog box. So whenever someone enters the value AR, I'll flash saying please review accounts with group code AR with the marketing team. So this is something that will be displayed as a message. And there is also a third attribute to it, third property that is called as title. It's an optional, but I still enter it. Review this account. That's what the heading of the alert box would be. And I will further set the dimensions by setting the alert options, and I will just give the properties height and width. So height 120 and width is 260. Here my property is set. It has success and failure callbacks to it as well. So instead of defining them at the same place, I will write them out separately into their own functions. I could even make these as generic as so that they could be used in any other methods that I want to write in this JavaScript file. So I'll mention the close callback and the error callback, and I won't do anything in them. I'll just keep them blank for this example. And now since I've mentioned them as separate functions, I also need to copy the namespaces. Yes, so I think these look set now. I'll just enter some comments here as to understand that they need to be further defined. And at this point your code is ready. Now in order to update this code into our web resource which we created, I'm going to use XRM Toolbox. Although you can directly paste the code in the text editor in the web resource, I believe using XRM Toolbox is a quicker practice. So I will also mention the link to download the XRM box down in the description. So let me first open the XRM Toolbox. In case you're new to the XRM Toolbox and haven't used it before, me just setting this up also would be a quick demonstration of the same as well. So I'll go through this process. Let me set this up correctly. The tool we are looking in the XRM Toolbox is Web Resource Manager. So I'll click on the Web Resource Manager. I'll need to first set the connection because it's not connected to any environment at the moment. So I'll click on New Connection. and you have different options when you click on new connection as to what type of login. So I'll click on SDK login, and then I'll click on the button open SDK login. So this will open up just like how you register or how you open the plugin registration tool. So I will enter the environment credentials here. Also, this environment is enabled for dual factor authentication. So I will receive it on the authenticator on my phone. It could be different in your case. Just something to keep in mind. Let me enter my password, and it will take a few moments till the notification appears on my phone so that I can approve. Now I will be asked to select the environment. In this case it is CFD 158, so I will double click on that and it will log me into that environment. I will also be asked to set a name for this, so I will just set the name as CFD 158 and then set the highlight so that I understand that it's not a production but it's a sandbox type of instance. So once I click on finish, it will connect to the environment. Now I need to open the solution, so I drop down from CRM and select the solution. Account form customization is the solution, so it will load whatever is in the solution in the form of web resources. So these were the two slashes that we had put before. So I will copy all this code and paste it into the web resource and publish. So you press Ctrl S and then you press Ctrl U as shortcuts to save and publish your web resources. So it takes a few moments for your changes to be published on the environment. Now that the code is published, our next action is to set the field to read the function, meaning we have to add the event that we have written to the field. So we will be writing it on the change of the field. So in order to do that, let me open up the solution. So in my solution, what I will do is I will add the form. So I'll add only the components that I need. So in this case, this is a sales professional form. So I'm just going to add that without other items. So I'll click on no, that I don't want to add any other components with it. Now I will open this form. And we will add the event on the change of the field. So I have the group code field. I can either double click it or click on change properties. In the properties, you will see the event tab. While it's loading, I'll open up the code because I will need the name of the namespace dot name of the function. So I'll copy the account form script and I can now go to the events tab. First I will add the library. This also takes a while because it has to first process all the web resources. Now the name of the web resource is dm underscore account form customization. So that's what I have searched. And I click on add. Now that the file is added, I will add the method. I'll select my own web resource. Then I'll paste the namespace name dot, copy the function name and paste it. Now select pass execution context. This is where I had written the context in the parameters of the function. It needs to pass the execution context of the form. Next step is to save and then publish your changes. You can also save the form changes and then publish it right away as well. Now here first I'll just set this to some other value so that we are able to enter AR again.
So I'll just enter something as FW and save. Now I will just remove the logical names. I can click on clear logical names. They are clear. Now I can try to refresh this form once again and then perform the operation. So now if I enter AR, it should show me the alert dialog with all the properties that we had set. I will set the value as AR and focus out. Now here is our message. Please review account with group code AR with the marketing team. And that's how it works. I hope this tutorial was helpful for you. Also check out another video on how you can debug JavaScript. If you found this video useful, please consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you for your time.